Today is April 30th. The Yankees lose a 3-game set to the Orioles. They win the meat. They lose the bread. Let's talk Yanks.
Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Recaps galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake. Talking Yanks with old John Boy and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Jimmy. His name is Jake. We got BBD in the corner. It's Wednesday, April 30th, 9:42 p.m. Yankees lose a series to the Baltimore Orioles, who haven't won many series at all this season. I think that's their second series win. Boo. But they do end April with the best record in the American League. We're not in AL East. And a .580 winning percentage, Jake.
James Davis. We set that 600 win percentage goal on the Tuesday Booney episode. Game short. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of stinks because not only do the Yankees lose a series, but it's to a division team, and it's to a division team that was scuffling, that we could have really, I don't want to say buried the O's, because we've seen teams get out of holes at the end of April, but God, two winnable bread games that we didn't win, and it's purely related to the two starting pitchers that are the weak spot of the team right now. Like, the bullpen is electric. The lineup, we're getting contributions from the main guy. We're getting contributions from the random people that you need during baseball seasons to have a great year. But yeah, it just feels like 2 out of 5 days we're struggling to get 4 innings.
Yeah, I think as we get into it, recap the games and get into players, that's going to be a common theme for me that I'm struggling with. Is trying to figure out how to stop that one glaring weak spot. That's a bummer, because people want to pinpoint other things. There's not much other things like going terrible at all. It's the butterfly effect of Warren and Cookie Carrasco, like, not even being able to get innings.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the offense, like, how can you have any gripes with the offense? There is a slight caveat, because the Yankees are first in batting average, on base percentage, OPS, home runs. Like, this is a Yankees dream world offensively. I guess you could say there are a couple big time blowouts which cook those books a little bit, which, I know we've tried to implement the Jom rule of, like, hey, if you beat a team by 8 or 10 runs, those other 10 runs, like, should we butter knife those out? I think there could be a little bit of that with the Yankees. And then I guess it's just, yeah, the contributions are just coming from different people. Like, if I told you Bellinger had Ben Rice's stats, you'd be like, okay. If I told you Jazz had Trent Grisham stats, you'd be like, okay. So the offense you really can't be critical of. Obviously, there's any month in a baseball season, guys are going to struggle. But yeah, man, it's really what the two guys in the rotation, Carrasco fighting, Warren fighting on the different end. Old man, take a look at my life. But that has sometimes a ripple effect on the bullpen, but not really. The bullpen's been aces, and I don't talk like that.
Bullpen's been cherry, but I don't talk like that.
That sounds better than aces, right?
Mint.
That sounds like a good 1940s talking Yank pop. Maybe 1930s. When was the Great Depression?
30s.
Did it end in the 30s?
It ended when World War II started.
Okay. That bullpen's been cherry.
Yeah. Quick notes before we get into everything that I wanted to say, because it is a month done now. The Yankees offense in April, March of this year has a better batting average, on base percentage, slugging, OPS than the Yankees offense of last year. The Yankees offense this year has 7 guys with an OPS plus over 110. So 7 guys, 9 hit in a single game. 7 are 10% above league average or better. They have 7 guys above league average in OPS, 6 guys above league average in slugging, 7 guys above league average in on-base percentage, and 6 above league average in batting average. Sorry, those were last year's numbers. They have 9 guys above average in OPS this year. 9. That's how many people hit in a lineup. That's how many above average OPS hitters the Yankees have. So if you have complaints about the offense, like I wish Belly was hitting, sure, it exists. The lineup has been good and deep. They have 6 players with more than 1 stolen base in the month. Yeah. So like it's been good. The flip side of that is Alex Verdugo, after the first month last year, had a 267 batting average, 358 on base, 446 slug. So we are just a month in. Pumpkins will be coming for some of these carriages that we're seeing. Who it is, I don't know.
Carriages will be coming for some of these pumpkins. We're on the long ride of the carriage pumpkin season, and I don't know. If you had told Yankee fans at the end of the first month of baseball the Yankees would be 18-13 and in first place of the AL East, we all sign up for it. So, hey, we'll be critical about the stuff on the Yankees. We need to be critical of this episode. Let's go Yankees. Trent Grisham's Babe Ruth, and Judge is going to hit 400. So we're not going full toxicity tonight.
No, the groundskeeping is as such. SeatGeek code Yanks 2025, 10% off. Download the app. Red means bad deal. Green means good deal. And they have a number scale as well. You can get tickets. You can enjoy the game. By using the code, you help yourself out, and you also help us out. It's kind of how the whole rigmarole of this operation works. Sponsors. SeatGeek code Yanks 2025.
We had an employee use some SeatGeek tickets, caught a Judge homer this week. No lie. Beyond
no lies.
Zero lies, zero fibs there.
Thanks,
Judge, come to the office and sign his ball, punk.
Okay. I like that. I like whatever that is. Bottle that up.
Shots fired. Yeah.
Bottle that up.
All right, here we go. Jazz Chisholm injured his flank. It's actually his oblique. Jazz said, and I wrote this down, he knows his body and guesses these things right a lot of the times. So he thinks it's only 3 days. Oblique usually means like a lot of time. So what oblique usually means and what Jazz said in his postgame, wildly different. So we'll see what happens there. He's not on the IL yet. DJ LeMahieu received a preemptive cortisone shot in his hip Tuesday, but Boone said that is just normal and part of his everyday. It wasn't reactionary to anything. Kind of like he's like an old dying robot that they need to lube up.
What was that? Hey, what was that? The preemptive cortisone shot in the hip that all ball players just get.
Yeah.
Come on.
You never saw Friday Night Lights?
Movie or the TV show?
I meant Varsity Blues, dum-dum.
Got me. Got me.
All athletes shoot up, dude. Stan remained in New York to continue workouts, including running on field. Still no set date for game action. As soon as someone gets hurt and he's needed, they'll start that process.
Right.
Ben Rice went down yesterday. Stan all of a sudden. Oh, he's actually a week out. Stroman still experiencing discomfort, and also they're not checking in on him nor giving real updates. Knee stuff. Seems like he's not being asked. Which, I don't know.
Right.
Maybe try him. That's everything.
That is everything. That's a lot.
It's a lot, and it's also nothing.
Right.
Besides Jazz, which is interesting, because as soon as Jazz, if that is an IL stint and normal oblique, then DJ's like, here.
Is he? They just gave him a preemptive cortisone shot. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I mean, I know like Flaherty was getting them all last year before he was pitching. I think it's very common, to be honest.
I guess for pitchers, I don't know if I've heard a position player doing that while rehabbing.
I think it's like the deep secret of sports.
Okay.
I think like in football, like it's
What a
like way more
reveal.
common than you would want.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I got a cortisone shot.
Right.
Yeah.
That was reactionary, no?
It was reactionary, yeah.
That's the preemptive on a rehab assignment when he hasn't played in a year. I don't know. Don't love it.
I think he's just like has to get them to survive. Like I think Stan's probably going to be getting a regular routine of them as well for his elbows because it helps the inflammation. That's a constant for him.
Right. If that happens because he has a recurring injury, I guess that would make sense. I mean, yeah. That we're saying the same thing. I'm sorry for ruining your robot joke. It was good. So if we can move past that.
We're up to the burn of game 1.
Okay. Three-game set in beautiful Camden Yards. Yankees interested in what Warren will offer, while the Yanks would try to welcome Tomoyuki Sugano to the American League Beast. But the Beasts were burdened. 5 shutout by Sugano. There's a warrant out for innings in the Yankees starters. Laser, Ramon, and Oh No O'Hearn. They knock him out. 3.14 earned runs. It's 4-0 Birds. It would stay that way into the 7th. Captain America sacrifices himself. 1 run for the Yankees. In the 8th, double the chicken parm, please. Volpe and Wells with RBI doubles. But the mountain was too much for the Yanks, literally, as they lose 4-3 final.
We talked about this game with Booney and on the first step. Warren looked great in the first inning and then looked, I don't know, not.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all perspective, and we have hope for Warren. You know, great in the first inning, he let 2 runners on. So like as we liked what we saw from his fastball a couple pitches. We liked what we call from his slider a couple pitches. We saw a couple okay changeups. Yeah, I mean, when you really zoom out now and we're viewing this as a series, I mean, there's kind of 2 clear MFers if we're being honest. Preview. That was just a preview. Oswaldo Peraza got the start at third base, and then Oswaldo Cabrera pinch hit for him. Did get a hit, which I think Cabby might have like good pinch hitting numbers now. Wasn't he good at it last year too? I vaguely remember something like that.
I vaguely remember it too.
Okay.
The other thing about this game is Sugano did shut down their offense. I think he was a different pitcher than they planned for, were prepped for. He attacked him more. He struck him out when he's not like a strikeout guy. So hats off to Sugano.
Wow. Yeah, and I know Yankee fans coming into the game, Sugano's numbers weren't crazy. After the game, Sugano's numbers are pretty nice for his first month of Major League Baseball. So, again, I know that's double-edged because the Yankees were a part of it, but 8 strikeouts in 5 innings is no joke against, again, the Yankees lineup is rating out the best in baseball by a lot of metrics. So it's funny that in spring training, they put an emphasis to go play against him in a game where he was lined up to start. But clearly that didn't work. His splitter did look good, got the Yanks.
And also, I was wrong. Oswaldo Cabrera was not a good pinch hitter last year. So it must have been someone else that I was thinking of. Maybe it was the year before. No, he wasn't. In his whole career, he hasn't been good. So I just botched that one, and I apologize for it.
Okay.
Maybe I was thinking of Stanton, who was great pinch hitter last year.
Awful career, good last year.
2 for 5. Crushed it.
It's good.
Yeah. Yarby should start You gotta do something. I don't know at what point in the show we talk about it. Maybe in the MFer. MFer. Let's move on. Talk about that in the MFer section of the show.
Okay.
Preview.
Devin Williams.
Devin Williams looked good.
Looked fine.
Yeah. 4-3 game. That was cool. Okay, well, burns are brought to you by Ford. I'm wearing my Ford sweatshirt, just to let you know.
You like that a lot. That's a very Jimmy sweatshirt.
Yeah, they're presented by your local Ford stores. Come see the new Ford Bronco lineup featuring legendary 4x4 capability for epic off-road adventures. More than a lineup, it's a dynasty. Ford Bronco, the official SUV of the Yankees. I've been riding my bike to the train station in the morning,
Sure.
and then when I back home, obviously, and I can't just wear a T-shirt. It's not like that level of warm yet. I have to wear this, but as soon as I'm not on the bike and it's not breezy and blowing. So I've been like wearing a hoodie to the office, and then like I put it in my backpack, and then my backpack's heavy. And then yesterday I forgot to take it out of my backpack, so today I had 2 hoodies in my backpack, and that's been a little bit of a mess for me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Game 2 was a mess for the Orioles. Tell them, Jake.
The Yankees rode on with Carlos as the Orioles would pull out their old Gibson guitar as Kyle returns for Baltimore. And if Gibby was a guitar, boy, did he get smashed. Grisham makes me pop a Trent. Here comes the Judge, and then Big Ben clocks one. 3 batters, 3 homers. It's the second time this season the Yanks have done that. Get in my belly. 4 homers in the first, and they didn't stop there. Dun, 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 dun. Rice, baby. 2 homers on the day. Peraza, Goldie, and Reyes, oh my. So with all of that, Carlos just rode on his merry way. 6 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. To Hammy, to Matzik. Oh yeah, and Wells homered again to make the final 15-3 Yanks.
Someone in the chat just said, why can't we ever win the midweek series? And I think there is a weird split that the Yankees are crushing weekends and bad on weekdays. And was that something last year for a little?
I don't know, bud.
I've been doing this for 8 years. That was something one year where I did like the math on that.
Okay.
The Yankees were like really good on Fridays one year. I forget. This game was so good, it didn't matter, as you kind of talked about. Can't believe they've done the first 3 batters hit a home run, and then there's another home run hit in the first inning twice this season on the same day. I can't wait for May 29th, because if they don't do that, that's bullshit.
Oh, okay. That's a good DraftKings note to pocket for later. Yeah, hey. Kyle Gibson on the bump, his first start of the year.
It's an off day. Damn.
Tough. Really cool for the Yanks. Really cool that Trent is continuing to do this out of the leadoff spot. Same with Benny, obviously, and Judge is the best hitter ever. So, yeah, man. What do you say? It's 15-3.
Yo, the Gibby thing. It was 4 different pitches. The first one, I believe, was on a. Trent hit the first one. I think it was a sinker. Judge hit a changeup. Judge hit a curveball. Then
Trent
Rice
hit a cutter. Judge hit a sinker. Rice hit a changeup. Belly hit a 4-seam.
So 4 different pitches.
Yeah.
That's wild. All gone. That was crazy. The home run boys celebrating and laughing in the dugout. I sent you guys that video today. That is a good one. Like, I'd like to watch that a lot.
Okay.
Them just laughing it up. That was fun. And then it just kept going. How many times do you score a bajillion runs and your pitcher's got a no-hitter and every play on defense is being made? It was like a dream game for a while.
Yeah, there was a couple fantasy innings there. Between the highlight defensive snags. Was Rodon perfect for 5, or was it no hit?
There was an error somewhere.
I thought that was one of those tricky ones where it was an Orioles error, so it was ruining the box score, but it was perfect. Like, you know what I'm saying?
He was perfect.
Oh, I don't know.
That's always that.
Orioles had 3 errors, I think, before those.
This is a great point, and it's always frustrated me. There's been perfect games thrown where the error feels flipped because it's the other team. So if the Orioles have an error, it pops up 0-0-1, which feels messed up.
That's stupid.
Right?
Tricked me.
Oh. Well, don't take it out on yourself.
I feel dumb.
Tricked me, man.
Yeah. I'm just a chump. Then they rode him out there for a while. I guess, I don't know, save the bullpen. Like, there was that shot of Boone whispering to Rodon about, like, the plan. And it seemed to me, and this is, like, fan fiction,
okay,
probably wrong.
Tweet it out as a fact, everybody.
Seemed like Boone was whispering, hey, Los, can I throw you back out there? We got Cookie going tomorrow, and Yarby went 3 yesterday, so I need you to get some more innings. I'm like 99% sure that's real.
Yeah, I mean, that's not the craziest fan fiction. I mean, Rodon finishes with, 91 pitches, so it's not like he was throwing 110 in a blowout.
Yeah, but the towel was waved. Pablo Reyes was in.
Come on.
JC Escarra was throwing first base. Like, anyone at home was like, why am I watching this? And then Rodon's still on the mound. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, I think that conversation, or at least thought process, absolutely happened.
All right, Jake's 100%. I'm 1.
Okay.
Dude, they're supposed to win game 3. I kind of don't even believe it.
That's what's going on. You're kind of right.
Yeah. Like, what? Why'd they lose today?
Hey, know what the other part is that's just ass about game 2, even though it's a crazy blowout win with highlight defensive plays and Rodon pitched great? They kill Kyle Gibson, who's out of the league before this start. And then I know he ends up doing well, but Charlie Morton, who's been the worst pitcher in baseball this year. So it was just a weird moment where it's like, are we just beating up on these olds? And nothing mattered after it mattered.
Trade Cookie their way.
Trade Cookie their way.
There was a moment in the game. Cookie Kjerstad just fell. There was a sequence in game 3 where, like, 20 seconds after he threw the pitch, maybe 5, he just fell.
Right.
And then, like, 3 pitches after that, Kjerstad is yelling at Pablo Reyes. And we're like, dude, we don't give a fuck, Kjerstad. Yeah. Like, I don't give a fuck if you yell at Pablo Reyes. I'm supposed to get heated up over this?
Yeah.
I couldn't have cared less.
Yeah, Kjerstad has now built himself a reputation in Yankee land.
Well, he was right last year, but yelling at Pablo Reyes, dude, like what? Well, you don't even know him. No one knows him.
That's what I'm saying. And yeah, I don't know. I felt bad for Matzik. Like Matzik, this was his first bullpen sprint in a while. That if you look at him around the pile, he's kind of like, I hope things don't start up here because I kind of just used what I got.
I'm done.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that whole thing was pretty wild. I thought about doing a couple obnoxious tweets just because that's about as bad as a baseball tiff gets.
The fact bullpens came out for that is crazy.
Crazy. Because that's, I mean, not only is it Kjerstad and Reyes, which that's nothing. I mean, Kjerstad does deserve most of the fault because it's very much a baseball play with no malice.
Dude, he goes, next time you jump, just don't land on my head. Next time I jump, don't slide under my ass. What do you want me to do, dude?
Like, in the Jim, I don't know if you've heard this before. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. They showed the slow-mo replay of how Kjerstad was saying it, and it was like high school dick attitude.
Yeah, dude, he looked at Pablo Reyes like he was better than him, and you probably who cares?
He is. He is.
Who cares?
At baseball, for sure.
It was like a guy who was trying to pledge the frat, going to like the head of. I've never been a frat, so I don't know how it works. But going to like the frat
let's
members.
Hear it, though.
He was going to the frat members like, "Yo, tell your boy to stop pressing me, otherwise I'm gonna blah blah blah." And they were like, "Who? Who are you talking about? Yo, don't talk about us that way. You're a pledge." And then he pointed him out, and he was like, "Him? He's delivering the pizza. You don't give a fuck about him. You're out. You don't make the frat." That's what this felt like.
I wrote that down. That's what I thought it felt like.
Yeah, I actually read that from somewhere.
Where are you going to write that?
Game 3. So we spoiled a lot of Game 3.
Game 3. Cause it's one more game up in at Camden. And it's one more game in Baltimore. Yanks would take on Cade Maury-Povich. Find out if them and Carrasco could be the father. Oh, captain, my captain. 2-0 after Big AJ brings the boom. But the O's would mount that castle with a big rush as Ryan and Adley put it on the board. Some fortitude by Balti to make it 4-2. In the 5th, I love Gerd. Paul Wall with his second of the year, but it's no holiday as Jackson gets one back on the fielder's choice. It's 5-3, 5-4 as Judge gavels an RBI single. There would be no rally in their bones today, my friend. Cookie for 3.1, Hill, Cruz, Williams, Leiter. Yanks lose 5-4, and they lose the series 2-3.
Yo, I was just thinking, this would never actually happen. And this is the gripe of a first place AL East winning team. Maybe this happened back in like the 30s, 60s with managers, like real generals of the game, McCarthy and such. But they should have, the blowout helped the Orioles.
Oh.
If you're winning by 4 runs, they're going to use some of their bullpen. If you're winning by 12, they take the night off and you got a rubber match the next day. I bet in 1930s baseball, there were some managers take the foot off the gas, fellas. We need to burn some of their pen. Because in the spirit of intense competition, there is logic to that.
Right.
Their pen, and Girardi was talking about, I really like Girardi in the booth because it's such a manager's perspective. He's like, yeah, that actually helps the Orioles. Their bullpen is very rested, and you're going to see all their guys. And we did, and it was tough. Cookie gives them a lead, and they use their best to protect it. Now, I'm not really asking for this. You can't tell your guys to not go hit homers and bang the ball around. In this day and age, back before free agency, when none of personal stats literally mattered at all, it made more sense.
Yeah, it's tough to tell the Yanks to not score 5 in the first, 6-2. And yeah, I don't know, Jim. I think if Heel was healthy, if Cole was healthy, hell, maybe if Stroman's healthy, we'd be talking about a different thing.
Stroman could be healthy, man. No one knows. No one's checking in.
It's true.
It is true.
It's you. Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. Judge hits that homer, and I don't know. I think a lot of Yankee fans had the same thought. Okay, we're also on this little streak of maybe dropping the first game, but we win 2, and whatever about it. That's kind of good for podcast recording because then we say screw that first game. And yeah, anytime Big Aaron Judge ends up on deck, that feels dumb. We haven't really had that feeling this year, and our leadoff hitting being Trent Grisham, even though he's been incredible, that did feel a little off-putting. Also off-putting myself, but Yeah, I don't know. It's not what anyone wants to hear, but God, did the Orioles need this series and the Yankees didn't, which sometimes sports come down to that. But the Yankees were supposed to win.
I thought they were going to win. Mike K got very juiced up for that Rice. Girardi got juiced up for it. He said, I thought that was
Hey, I've got something for you.
Okay.
Ben Rice is a torpedo bat guy, right?
No. He's
not one of them?
Well, there's 5. Goldie, Volpe, Jazz, Belly, Wells. No.
Okay. I thought if he was, because that one got him off the end of the bat, I was going to say if that was a torpedo bat effect, but he's off the sauce.
Wells home run against the Wells against the Blue Jays off of Gossman. Because I'm doing a breakdown on that I've edited, and I have the slow-mo replay. It's off the not barrel end of the torpedo bat, and he didn't get all of it. It was a double, remember?
Okay.
So that was interesting when I was making that. I was like, oh, I wonder if that was a little more in. Kind of what you were thinking there, yeah.
It got people, well, A, the internet's become a horrible place, but B, everyone loves to kill Kjerstad if he goes for the home run call and it's not. This one got everyone, right? Like, if we're being honest, the way Rice swung, the way Rice has been swinging the bat and the noise it made on the broadcast, I thought that was nuclear.
I haven't done this in like years, but I will give my spiel about defending announcers. They're supposed to give you the moment of the game.
Right.
If you're sitting at the ballpark and that gets hit, you stand up out of your seat and you go, oh. And that's what they're giving you. Like, especially radio where you're in your car and you can't watch it and you're supposed to be feeling those emotions. You're supposed to, if they're like, fly ball, but I don't think it's going to go. No. Yeah, I was right. It didn't go. That would be an awful call.
Right.
People forget that. They're supposed to be transcending the moment. So, like, I like what Kay's doing there. It can be huge. I don't mind it as much as everyone else does.
Yeah, and I think that one felt like a homer. Like it just did. So, I let out a big go ball on my couch, which I didn't know I still had that on me. Ben Rice swings. I'm writing Burns on my laptop, and I just go ball.
Go ball.
What's that about?
It's cool.
Who's that for?
You, Noodle.
Noodle hates it.
You can say be something.
Could say that.
But you can't because that's what Soto said in the postseason to his ball.
Oh. Guess I can't.
He said, go ball, be something, be something.
Kind of like it.
I know, it was awesome. It's like from that movie, it was like, I'm going to be somebody.
What'd you just pull off your tongue?
I don't like a little hair, I think. I don't know. It was a little hair I got. Dude, my finger's been dry. I read...
I was going to say something.
About my fingers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read a book to James last night. I was licking fingers to turn every page. I was like, this is disgusting. What am I, gross and old?
So what is that? Because then the page sticks to the wetness?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah. But otherwise, you're just like a dusty person sliding dust. You can't grip it.
Right.
3-year-olds looking at you like a dummy. Yo, we read an awful book. Go Dog Go. Speaking of Go Ball.
Yeah.
A lot of the Seuss books or the knockoff Seuss books are great, and I have a fun time. That book fucking sucks, man.
Wow.
There's no rhyming. There's no narrative. There's no story. It's just like red dog, blue dog, here dog.
Are they going to a party, or is that the YouTube video I watched?
That's the one through line. There's 2 dogs that say, hello there. Hello there. Do you like my hat? I do not like your hat.
Right.
Goodbye. And then at the very end, they're like, do you like my hat? I'm like, I do like your party hat.
Yeah.
Well, goodbye. That's Go Dog Go, yeah.
Yeah, and no, I mean, not that it matters, but yeah, my life has been built around that book, so.
Yeah. Danny says try drinking more water. I drink a ton of water. I'm kind of like a water guy. Big water fan. Although I'm not drinking bottles, dude. These bottles,
Thanks, Danny.
These bottles are gross.
Okay.
I'm out on that.
Bottles?
Like the people, like kids, they don't drink
Reusable
out of
bottles
normal
or-
household cups anymore.
Right.
And all these kids got these metal thermoses like they're going camping
Right.
that they like have to take to school with them and take home with them. And I'm like, I bought a bunch of plastic cups. I'm like, I'm giving my kids cups because those are just mold festivals.
Right.
You open them up sometimes and then you get rid. It's crazy, Jake. Anyone that has kids will back me up. They might like the bottles, but girls bring those Stanleys around with all the time. Just use cups. Be normal. I'm out on that.
Okay.
Bottle generation's gross. Pride of the Yankees is brought to you by DraftKings. Use code Yanks when you sign up with the DraftKings Sportsbook.
That's good.
Pride of the Yankees. Pride of the Yankees. Yeah.
Pride of the Yankees. I would go first because of the whole
The arrangement.
hedonism thing.
Because you're a devil?
Ooh, she's a devil. Bitch, I said what I said.
Devils, Hurricanes.
Huh. I got two Yankees that have made me pretty proud. You know what, man? This might be a little bit of a surprise. Maybe it won't be. Well, shut the fuck up, Jake. I'm going to Carlos Rodon. Jimmy, I didn't realize how impressive of a month he had. If we're being honest about it, I guess we were kind of being hypercritical early, and we were hoping that the turn would happen. And Boone said there was one game where there was one pitch, and there was not one pitch. There was multiple pitches. The Giants game with Jung-Hoo Lee, I do think it was one pitch if he just doesn't throw that curveball to JHL. Since then, he's been nailed. So the starting pitching that I think we're going to talk about a lot more with MFer, Rodon has settled in 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. I believe, is that his 4th quality start now? Does that have him tied with Fried? Or no, his 3rd, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how impressive he's leading the American League in strikeouts. Like I realize that stat is a lot more impressive with results, but if you remember when Carlos Rodon came over, he was supposed to be that guy, and we didn't see any inkling of it. So to see him on top of the charts with some of the elite, it was like, damn. I realized we came in and a couple of his starts left us feeling a little lackluster, but he has really turned it on, and he's pitching at a high level.
Yes, I agree. He was back to like a 2-pitch pitcher in this game, because I think if teams are going to allow that, he's going to be like, all right, cool, I don't need to. Although he did throw his changeup a decent amount to righties, and that worked. So 3-pitch pitcher to the righties, 2 to lefties, but he mixed in his sinker a little times. He actually got rocked on the sinker. I think a lot of the nice plays, maybe Judge's, some of Volpe's were on the sinker, so they were outs. Good defense behind him.
Sure.
Breezed through. Good Pride.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's 2 guys that I think I can give pride to. I'm going to make it nice, quick, and smooth and easy. Aaron Judge. Hey, Aaron Judge in this series had a .636 batting average. Hey, Aaron Judge in this series had a .714 on base percentage. He made a diving play in right. He's crazy.
Leaves the series hitting .427 on the month, a .521 on base.
.521 on base for the month, 10 home runs. And I like that he popped that homer today to get to 10.
Right.
His April, March last year, I think he had like a .209 batting average and a skidamarinka-dink OPS.
I was going to say, I thought it was skidamarinky-doo, but yeah.
That was May. Two good prides.
Can you stop texting everyone that Justin Timberlake meme? It's gonna be May. Like the joke's old, man.
It's gonna be May. You know, I met Justin Timberlake once.
No, I didn't know that.
I never did. You just got got.
He's back in the circuit, man.
Everyone timestamp that and just type Jake got owned timestamp.
Well, I saw on Instagram, I follow Michelle Wee because we have the same birthday. She was hanging out with Justin Timberlake the other day. And yeah, he's really back in the mix.
I'm happy for him. You Yankee motherfucker.
You Yankee motherfucker. Should I do one?
Do one, dog.
Huh.
You Yankee motherfucker.
Who'd I rather talk about? I mean, I guess I'll go Will Warren. I don't know, pal. If you want to get knocked around, that's fine. Kind of. It's not. It's also not. Can't be walking, guys. If we walk away and your fastball gets cranked, all right. But yeah, those two walks were backbreaking. I hope there's a fun evolution like we had with Mike King and Clark. Let's get there. I did have a good laugh. This is one of my favorite baseball things. Will Warren from Mississippi went to school in Louisiana, I believe. On the mound in Baltimore against Sugano from Japan. How great is that?
Bunch of places.
And full circle, me, Michelle Wee, and Sugano, all October 11th, 1989.
Wow. You and Sugano, same exact day?
Same exact day.
Send him this clip.
I won't, you know that, but I'll DM him.
Okay. Well, Carlos Carrasco gets my MFer. And once again, this is kind of one of those, did you know Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy and Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln situation? Will Warren and Carlos Carrasco in this series both pitched 3.1 innings. Both allowed 8 base runners. Both allowed 4 earned runs. Both struck out 5 batters. Same. You put them in a room together and say, one of you fuckers stand out. Because if you're both equally as bad, we don't know what to do.
Right.
One of them's got to be so much worse or just decently better.
I'd love for one of them to be better.
I don't think it's possible. I think they got to make a move. They got a lot of off days coming up. When you joined the stream, me and Beebs were counting off days because, like, they can't go to a 4-man rotation this time through. They have 6 games and then an off day, but then they have 6 in a row there, and they can skip a start there.
Right.
They need to. You can skip a start and have Rodon pitch because it falls, he'd be regular rest. So that needs to happen. Then they have 3 games and then another off day. So you can do it again. And they need to start doing that shit. I can't have both of them be in the rotation. Because when they both pitch in the same series, we lose.
Right. Yeah, get
and the
Yarby
bullpen
involved.
Gets fried.
Get Yarby involved. You I know you might not like this, and I know the results, so I don't like this too. I do think back of, was it 2022 that we were ready to hunt on Clark and then like the light bulb went on? What year was that?
I don't know. Your mic just changed though, but
Sure did.
It was Clark's first season, and like, I don't know, they sucked, so we didn't have to punt on them.
Right. I guess the point was he turned it around, which if that happened with Warren, I mean, Carrasco Carrasco was pretty bad last year. I know we got the one good Cole clip of him being vintage, but he's kind of pitching to what he was last year, so I don't know how surprised we should be.
Clark never turned it around in that season. He just never got hurt.
Then I think we're talking about different seasons, because there was an April that you and we were yelling to bench Clark, and then he turned it around. Was it 23?
It would be 20. Last year would be it then. 23 is when he went the distance, which was cool, but he wasn't ever good.
Oh, I think 23. Yeah, he had like a 6.3 into mid-May, and then his final 119, he was a 4.08, 119 innings pitched. So that is what I'm referencing. Because Clark, again, what we would give for a pitcher that could throw 119 innings at a 4 flat ERA the rest of the way, that's exactly what we want. So Will Warren maybe deserves that leash, being a young pitcher with some talent. Feels like Carrasco, we know what we've got.
Neither are it. Like, come June, neither will be in the rotation.
I hope so.
I don't know how they do that. They need to start trying stuff now. Like, when they can skip a start. Yarby opens if he like Boone told us, if his schedule matches up and he can open for Will Warren, do that. But we can't just roll through the 5-man with the same thing. Matzik opens for Will Warren, and it's like truly a 1-inning guy, just not have lefty. I don't know, but you can't just do this.
Yeah, I might give Warren a little more leash. I think there's been some examples of young pitchers going, but not a lot more.
Yeah, if you throw a ball, you're out.
Okay, tough love it is.
Like, Warren, you walk one guy, you're getting pulled.
Yarby is up in the bullpen.
You see what position players' ERA is? Strikes work.
Walks.
Honestly,
don't.
I love Boone's frustration because I think like the slash line on first pitch in the zone fastballs is, you would think they get crushed. I don't think they do. So those are the MFers.
Okay.
Kind of brutal because I keep thinking they're going to be better and they're not. Like they do 1 inning and I'm like, whoa, okay, one of those days.
Who?
Both of them.
Oh, yeah. No. Should we give, before we do regular old awards, should we give DraftKings some love?
Yes.
DraftKings doesn't come in a jar. DraftKings comes from who you are. I had a pretty good DraftKings. The 15-3 game. Okay, this is a great read for DraftKings. If you are watching a 15-3 game, which again, there is a part of it that I know everyone here, it isn't. You just love the Yanks, or maybe you did stop watching because you're like, oh, the Yankees won tonight. Maybe I'll watch a movie. I was like, wow, I kind of have to watch this part of the gig. I start betting on some pitch speeds? I did, and I did really well again. So, again, I can't necessarily advise that. And while I was in there, they offered a free homer bet of the day. And while I was in there, the only game that hadn't started was L.A., so I bet Shohei to homer, and he homered yesterday. So I had a good day. You raise your hand.
Raise my hand, correction. First pitch fastballs in the zone and get crushed.
What's the code, Beebs?
The code for DraftKings is JM Baseball. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use code JM Baseball. Bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets. Instantly, it's code JM Baseball only at the DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Regular awards.
Jim, the first regular old awards. It's one of your favorites. It's a classic. Coney kind of blew up my spot on the broadcast about it, but it was the only one I had locked in. And it's the Can't You See He's My Brother award.
Alice, you blind? Do you see the family relationship? My man's my brother. It goes to Paul Goldschmidt.
Oh, Jimbo. No, a beautiful moment happened in today's game. Sharky came in for Tim Hill, who had a rare bad day at the ballpark. And Sharky came in and did Sharky things because he's the best pitcher in baseball. He's leading relievers and strikeouts, and he just looks like the confidence has fully kicked in. The first pitch strike thing makes sense to him. Like, it's the first time a pitching coach has fully clicked with him. And he's got the most unhittable pitch in the game. He made Mullins and Henderson, and all the Orioles look foolish. He gets out of Tim Hill's jam, and there's just a beautiful moment. Because I was thinking about it, and then they cut to them in the dugout, and they have this kind of weird embrace at first. And then Tim Hill's about to go into the clubhouse, and they just have a nice dap-up hug. Like, thank you, man. You just saved my bacon. And Sharky and Tim Hill, those are two olds that shouldn't be friends, but they are. And that's a bullpen.
How old are they?
I think Tim Hill's 35 and Sharky might be the same.
Off the top of my head, they're both 35. I'll do a double check.
Tim Hill is 35. Cruz is also 35 from Puerto Rico.
Holy smokes. Same exact birthday, too?
Tim Hill from California, kind of?
By birth, not by spirit.
Right.
Tim Hill is
That's Rust
February
Belt.
10th. Fernando Cruz is March 28th. So they're within 6 weeks there.
Taurus and Aquarius, you know?
I'm actually a rising Capricorn.
Sure are.
Yeah. Before I get to my award, one question. Do you think this helmet would fit your head?
I do not. Which head?
Joe's second head.
Look great in that.
That's a chance.
USA. I'm going to give the award to... It's the... since we're doing a Friends theme, Keep Smiling, Keep Shining award.
Keep smiling, keep shining.
Keep smiling,
It's
keep
not,
shining.
It's not Pablo Reyes. Oh, it's Ben
Knowing
Rice.
You can always count on me for
Ben Rice.
sure.
Because his smile after that second home run it's cute.
That's what friends are for. No, Volpe.
Oh, I didn't see Wicked.
He's shining bright like
I
a
did.
diamond.
I did.
He continues to hit the ball like it wasn't just a one weekend thing now. I think his stats on the year are back up. He had a 357 on base, 308. Took a couple balls to right, which are nice. They tried to bust him inside. He handled all of those really nicely. And he did make some dazzling plays. Like, he did make some nice plays. Goldie is starting to get frustrated with himself. That when he told Oswaldo Cabrera, hey, man, just bounce that ball to me, that Volpe was in the room.
You're right.
Because he's like, all right, Volpe, I was telling him that because he was sailing over my head, and now you're just spamming it. I'd rather it at my chest, but
Hey, man.
whatever.
If I'm Volpe, I'm going to keep spamming it because it's working.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he's throwing them infield practice on some of these.
That's what he does.
And Goldie just scoops it. I like Goldie scoops it, and he gives a look like, Like, I didn't enjoy that.
Mm.
Um,
Hey, did you hear the whole Kjerstad Goldie handshakes thing?
yeah, Goldie's got to memorize all the handshakes, and it sucks.
It was a little harsh. Like, it was, I don't know. I thought it felt like something that we would joke about on here and like chuckle about. And Kjerstad laid on it pretty good.
I mean, Judge had the weekend at Bernie's his hand.
Right.
And then Judge took off his helmet, and with the hair, it was like, whoa, Goldie's old. This guy's veteran.
I just I just thought it was funny that, Michael Kay, the voice of the people, like he could, this, and look at the former MVP Goldie, and what a month and all that. It's like, Paul Goldschmidt's 37, he's got to memorize handshakes. It's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but
dude, I get it. Too many handshakes.
Right.
That's a weird thing that's the culture.
It's part of the gig.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Not for Grisham.
Camaraderie.
Not Grish.
Oh, yeah.
You're not doing that shit. Grish does put it ear or elbow. That's all.
Right.
For some reason, they think they can rope Goldie into all this nonsense.
I think Goldie might like the nonsense more than we're depicting.
Doesn't like anything.
Then why is he doing the nonsense?
He didn't. Judge grabbed his hand and was like, dong, 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 dong. He gave Judge a dead fish. Have fun, kid.
I don't know.
That's what I saw.
That's what I saw. That's the truth to me.
You see. But no, Volpe, we got a lot of off days coming up. As I noted, I'm expecting Volpe to have a great May.
I like it.
I truly am. And he does look good.
So where's he? 237, 328, 456. So yeah, I think Dream World, we would shuffle those numbers just a little bit. But hey, a solid offensive first month for Volpe. I lean into the other way thing, man. That seems very tried and true with him.
Volpe also, when Kjerstad was going after Pablo Reyes, he turned to Volpe, who was smiling and laughing, and I think Kjerstad thought he was getting somewhat of an ally there, like, hey, man, it's cool, we're all good, like this was nothing. And Volpe instead laughed in his face and goes, he's going for the ball, dude.
Yeah.
And made him look like a clown. Which I do like that Volpe's down.
Yeah, every time there's been shit to get in, Volpe's about it.
Yeah.
We like that.
He laughed right in his face. I don't even know this dude.
It was a fight starting chuckle, if we're being honest.
Yeah. I mean, same with Melendez in the postseason. Volpe was giving fight starting back slaps to that dude. I would have been pissed if I was Melendez too. I'm like, dude, get off me. I also hate having my back slapped, dude.
Right?
My dad, I had to stop doing it. He knows that. He would give me big hugs hello, and on the back of the hug, bam, bam. Man.
Forgot about that. I'm not going to do it. I respect the backslapping culture.
I'm not into it.
I'll just grab your biscuits.
Yeah, I know that. There was a lot of pranks growing up or shit friends would do to each other that I would take over a 5-star. That would truly, I'd be like, I'm leaving.
Right.
I'm not into that. I'd rather you pour powder on my face or do other dumb shit.
Because, I mean, I've been showering and you've changed the water temperature on me. You've thrown stuff at me while I'm in the bathroom. You've peed on my foot. You've covered the gambit. But a 5-star.
And I know that you don't like wet paper towels being thrown at you while you're pooping. And I don't do it.
Anymore.
No, I never done that while you're pooping. While you're showering, I'll throw stuff at you.
Thank you.
Stall? Jake doesn't like that. PTSD. Yeah. Where the fuck are we? You're up.
Okay. The last and second most prestigious award of the show. So everyone did bad today, huh? What's that about? And Judge was your pride? You're sticking with that?
Yeah, hard.
I'm with it.
He's hip. He's mint, cherry, aces.
Okay, my final award is and this is creative. Great, but we need more.
Great, but we need more.
Yeah.
I feel like you're going to go Oswaldo Cabrera here.
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Wow. Gives me a commanding lead on the season.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't even a clue. It's just the only spot that the Yankees can really do something at some point. Like, there was Nolan Arenado discussions in our office this week. Not like actual discussions, but when it becomes trade deadline time and the Yankees have to do something, every other spot is spoken for pretty well. We've got outfield depth even. I mean, Ben Rice and Goldie, like they're starting to talk on the broadcast when Stanton comes back, and third base is the only really, and it's this weird Oswaldo thing where there's no pop, which it's supposed to be a pop position, but if I told you Oswaldo was going to finish April 291 batting average, just 364 on base, you'd be like, all right, giddy up. And he feels okay, but it's also him and Peraza, and something doesn't feel World Series about it, which is really unfair to them, but just true.
Yeah, the only counter I would have, and I agree with you what you're saying, any trade capital that they can use to go fetch is going towards starting pitching.
Right.
Like the offense is, we'll see when we get there, but as of now, they can handle having that if they have the rest. Like, I think starting pitching is so much more paramount of a thing, especially.
Oh yeah, I mean
postseason.
it's different area codes, but for a World Series team, you should be thinking about all of that. And
yeah, Ben Rice just plays third.
Girardi
said he was dreaming that up.
Girardi said Goldschmidt at third today in the 8th inning, and
I saw you text. I didn't hear that.
So Girardi, I like Girardi. He does point out some stuff that is Buck Showalter-esque that I like. He gets so yappy sometimes. Like, I'm a yappy cat, and I normally respect the yap game, but he's a not yappy guy that I think for when he sees the microphone, he assumes he's supposed to yap. That sometimes he ends up in a yap hole that's just kind of like, Girardi, this could be the Yankees' first cool comeback in a minute, and you're talking about Goldie sliding to third right now? You're just yapping.
Dude, he only gets so many games. So he's like, this game is going to end. I've got thoughts on the team as a whole that by the time I'm back in the booth in late May.
Like know how sometimes the broadcast has an extended pause, but it's okay?
Yes.
Like Austin Wells took a foul ball off the hand today, and Girardi gave 3 different speeches about the same foul ball. And I think Coney and Kay were like looking at him behind his back like, oh yeah, foul balls hurt the catcher, Joe? I had a lean on that.
He's the guy.
It's good. Some of the points are stuff I've never thought before, so I do appreciate that.
I like that. I really like when he goes into how a manager would be viewing the situation,
right.
Which is we haven't had that in the booth really at all.
Right.
So it's very cool and interesting when he does that. The whole game today felt off, so maybe that's it. Maybe that's the problem.
It just got me. He went on a full rant how he's like, oh, when a foul ball and it actually goes off, it looks like the pocket, but it actually gets your thumb there. Those ones really sting. That one can sting you for a while. It'll sting back there. That ball can really hurt you. And then they showed the replay and it hits him over here and he goes, oh, it didn't catch him there. That spot will really hurt you. It can really clip you over there. I remember there was a Bautino and I was just like, Joe,
I went to see Joe Girardi at a live event in Connecticut,
Right.
for like Little League coaches. And his biggest piece of advice was 5 minutes. If you talk to your Little Leaguers after the game for longer than 5 minutes, you're doing that for you. Those kids don't care. Which is really good because some Little League coaches do like 30-minute wrap-ups
Yeah.
in the outfield, going over everything.
Right.
And like no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
But
I
it's
agree.
interesting that his biggest advice was not to yap, and here you are.
Well, it's different circumstance. I think he's like, I'm a media broadcaster. It's time to yap.
I think he's getting all his Yankee thoughts out.
Yes.
Like, is he not on the next series? He's like, I got to dump him.
Could be.
It could be that situation that we just discussed. Dominguez had a bad series, and we didn't talk about it, but whatever.
Well, you have the last award to give out, so it might go to him. I'll guess Dominguez.
That was
DVD
kind of
mark
like,
it in the ledger.
I kind of threw it. That way.
Can mark that in the ledger.
It was kind of a toss-up. I'm going to give the Start Shining, Start Smiling award.
I mean, I'm going to give it to Dominguez, but
Now,
I
think
can see-
about it.
I can see this going either way. I've already guessed. I pre-guessed.
You can't pre-guess.
Oh, I pre-guess. I preed so hard.
It goes to Peraza.
Ah.
Jazz is out. Flank steak. Peraza's going to get some run here.
Jazz knows his body pretty damn good, okay?
Peraza. Start shining.
No Pablo?
Pablo's starting trouble.
Don't do that. Don't do
Jumping
that.
on people's heads.
Don't do that.
I jump on your head tomorrow?
That's below
Is that
you.
not rude of me?
That's below you. You compared him to a pizza man.
So?
Yeah,
So? People are saying that was really good. Analogy or metaphor by me.
What's that?
Just reading the reviews.
What were you going to tell us about Dominguez?
No, Peraza. Like, honestly, though,
Sure.
you want to get traded and have a team believe in you, you get a run here if Jazz does hit the IL, which he should, dude. It's fucking May 1st, and it's an oblique. And Jazz only swings big. He should hit the IL, and they should treat this carefully. Peraza gets some run. Put together a little hit streak. You got to earn yourself some favors because for some reason they stopped handing you out like invitations to the party. So you got to storm your way in.
It will be an exciting pre-lineup on Friday. Cause yeah, I agree with you. It's an oblique. The offense is clicking. There could be like Jazz hasn't been crazy. There could be more value to playing Peraza. The Jazz presser, because it was so goofy and beautiful, makes me think he's going to try to play. And it also feels like some players don't have a vote over the Yankees, but he like does when he wants it. So I'm interested to see. But yeah, the Friday lineup roster announcement. If he does, give me 2 weeks of Peraza. I know he hasn't hit a lot, but the defense is really fun, man. Like one of the more fun defensive infielders we've seen.
Yes, I agree. And that's even considering Echeverria.
That's where my brain jumps, oddly enough.
And Echeverria, best play as a Yankee, involved jumping.
I mean, who else is in there? Volpe's been great. But like Gio is where I jump. But Gio's, such a thud pumper.
Volpe's been great. Even his best plays they don't have like flash to them.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
He's more like a hustler making the play.
Yes.
Than a smooth, making he made it look easy. Like what Lindor can do. Yeah, I don't know the last Yankee we've had that.
I think it's Echeverria, but it's a very deep cut for no reason.
Yeah, people don't remember him.
The Yankees didn't value defense for years.
They just couldn't quantify it.
Imagine if they're just blown away by Peraza. We've never seen this.
Be A-Rod. Be A-Rod.
Excuse me?
You'd have to go back to A-Rod to find what we're talking about. Like, flashy, made it look easy, plays at third.
Okay.
Like, watch on this channel, watch the top A-Rod plays. That's
Right.
That's what we're talking about. I don't know if we've had anyone since then. Didi didn't. Didi played a good shortstop, but he wasn't like he wasn't going to go get it with style.
No.
It's actually just, he was amazing at coming in on the ball.
Yeah.
A-Rod and Cano.
It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, that is crazy. But Volpe's very good. He's getting the results done the same way. It just doesn't look like what we're talking about.
Yes.
All right, goodbye. Oh, Jake, do these stats matters real quick? 1, 2, 3, 4. Opponents are hitting just .034 against Clark Schmidt with 2 strikes in his last 3 starts. Does that matter?
Yeah, I like that.
Small sample size. JD, the Martian, has 17 strikeouts and 42 plate appearances over his last 14 days, tied for 3rd highest in Major League Baseball.
Doesn't matter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Opponents are hitting just .053 against Ian Hamilton over the last 14 days. I haven't watched him pitch, it feels like.
You never do. I hope it matters.
Austin, well, did Luke Weaver not pitch in this series?
Okay.
Go Yanks. Tell him Grams. That's gross. That's why I feel so yucky.
Go Yankees.
That's a sin and a tragedy.
No weave.
Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco, I forget.
He's only going to have thrown